Hey guys, okay, it has taken me so long to get this video up and running, and I'm so sorry about that. I have been going through a crazy journey, a wonderful journey. I have had my beautiful baby boy just 4 to 5 weeks ago. So I'm 4 to 5 weeks going into my fifth week postpartum. And it's been such a crazy journey. So, the beginning of this, as you guys know, you followed me through pretty much the whole thing. I think the last video I had made was week 38, and I was really hoping to go into labor around then. I really thought week 39, 40, I was going to have him. I was so sure that I was going to have him earlier, but I didn't. So it was about the end of week 40 that I ended up going into labor. And again, things don't always go the way you think or you even plan it out, mentally visualize, whatever. A lot of times, things do work out that way, and then sometimes it doesn't. In my case, my labor was completely the opposite of what I had intended it to be. And, but I'm super, super thankful that I had gone through the process of, number one, working out throughout my whole pregnancy to keep my body in shape, my mind in shape as well, going through the hypnobirthing and really training my mind to be calm so that when I did go into labor, I was actually feeling excited about it. I wasn't scared. I wasn't, anxious or anything like that. I was actually very calm, and hindsight, that was actually a really good thing because what had unfolded was completely the opposite of what, I would have thought would have happened. So, as it started out, my contractions, once they got to 3 to 5 minutes apart, then I had gone to the hospital. Got my boyfriend up, drove to the hospital. Oh, actually, they started further apart, obviously. And I got up and I went into another room to just meditate and calm my mind so that my boyfriend could sleep a bit more. So this was about 2 o'clock in the morning. Then 5 a.m., the contractions got really close together. So I got my boyfriend out and we're like, okay, we are heading to the hospital. So we head to the hospital. During that point, obviously the contractions were a lot more difficult. And so just trying to just calm my mind down. I felt excited, and a little nervous, but I really had a good mentality about it. Got to the hospital, had my midwife, had my birthing room waiting for me. So I was able to get all that set up, and we were doing the contractions and stuff in the water, and everything seemed to be really good. It was 4 centimeters dilated. And as time progressed, 5 hours goes by, still the contractions were every 3 to 5 minutes, and I did not dilate further than 4 centimeters. So time keeps going on. My contractions started to get a lot harder, and then I started to develop a lot of back labor, sorry. And so I was having regular contractions, and then between those contractions would stop, I would still have the back labor. And then found out that the reason I was having back labor was because my baby flipped. So he was head down, perfect position up until pretty much like probably the day before, the day of my labor, he ended up flipping. And because he was so low, he was also sitting on my bladder cord. So I didn't realize that I was not peeing because I was so, in my mind about with the contractions and everything. And I was really dehydrated. So I just didn't really think too much about peeing and going to the bathroom until one of the nurses was like, when was the last time you peed? And I was like, I don't know, like an hour? I don't know. So she said, we need to put a catheter in. So they ended up putting a catheter in and found out I had almost 2 liters of pee in me. So that was contributing to additional pain, obviously. So we did that. And then as hours and hours went by, I still didn't have him. And anyways, it ended up going on for a long, long time. I was in labor for 43 hours, you guys. So yeah, it was insane. And I still didn't end up having an epidural because, as you guys remember in my last videos, I had also explained that I had, an illness years ago that that enabled me to have an epidural, because the doctors were afraid that that could trigger either paralyzing me or something really bad. So they didn't want to go that route. So in the end, he was still not deciding to budge at 43 hours. So we had to have a cesarean. So I had to have a cesarean. And yeah, it was crazy. And so that's how it ended up going. But in the end, my baby was very healthy. I'm healthy, and yeah. And so that was the crazy, crazy story. And doing the hypnobirthing before, I think that if I didn't do that and going into labor and stuff, for a lot of women, you feel the anxiousness and the fear, and there's just so much mental stress beforehand. And even as you're starting to go into labor, a lot of women really panic. And I think that even though my labor was very long, hard, intense, not fun at all, not easy at all, that the hypnobirthing really made a difference. So, my mind was calm, and then obviously the pain and my exhaustion eventually got to me, which would get to anybody, and was difficult. And so in the end period of time, around, probably honestly, around hour 20, I was just like, oh, this is insane. But anyways, ended up having a C-section. Now I am almost, well, I shouldn't say almost healed. I still have healing to go, but when I got home, that was really difficult. To all of you moms that are doing it alone, my heart goes out to you, and you are so brave and so strong. I do not know how you can do it alone, or anybody does it alone. I was so thankful that I have my boyfriend and my mom that was here to help me, because I could barely walk or function when I got home. Obviously, how women do it, moms do it with a toddler, having a C-section, having a toddler. Oh my goodness, you're amazing. You're truly, truly amazing. Because I felt that it was extremely difficult being the healing process the first couple of weeks. Obviously not being able to lift anything other than my baby, and just being really careful, and not really able to walk very much was hard. But the healing took place, and now I'm able to get out and do lots of walking, and so that's really awesome, and getting excited to fully heal so that I can start doing weight training and, getting strong again. So that's the biggest part. And, ladies, the number one thing I did not think about at all is weight loss. Did not contemplate that at all. I was really, again, thankful and lucky that I was able to work out throughout my whole pregnancy. And remember, muscle has memory, and the more fit you are, the faster you're going to bounce back to your old body after. I am nursing, so one of the great benefits of nursing is your body is burning a lot more calories, so you do have to eat a lot more calories as well. So I have to say I'm eating 10 times more than I've ever eaten, ever. Way more during my pregnancy, way more. I didn't even have the cravings throughout my pregnancy as I do now. I am craving things, I'm eating things, and so I am just trying to get in as much awesome calories and nutrient dense foods and everything for my baby, so that I'm able to produce enough milk and have supply for him, and have the energy for me, and everything that your body requires. Your body just requires a lot more during this time. So although, I had just the craziest labor and delivery, that I'm super thankful that I was able to nurse, because again, I know that for a lot of women, either it's extremely difficult and painful for them to nurse, or they're not able to produce enough milk. There's sometimes a lot of factors that goes into why a woman can't, and it can be really difficult on your psyche and feeling really guilty about it. So I'm very, very thankful that that has gone well for me, and I'm able to do that for him. One of the things that I feel for me has been a huge benefit, and I definitely suggest it to women, is that I had encapsulated my placenta. And there's so much research over the last so many years of encapsulating your placenta so that it helps to reduce the chances of postpartum depression. It helps to increase your energy levels, helps to balance out hormones, you know. And I have to say, for my own sake, that I really find that I feel mentally really, really well, despite the fact that very lack of sleep, healing, you know, all of these things, I feel mentally really, really good. So I really believe in encapsulating the placenta, and I do think that it helps a lot. The second thing, and I talked about this throughout my whole pregnancy too, is keeping essential fats really high. So it's high omega-3s, a really good source of omega-3s, not box chain, no name brand, but going to your health food store and get a really good quality omega-3. And I was doing high doses of that throughout, and I'm still doing that now. And so I know that that really contributes to, again, keeping hormones more balanced and helping to reduce the chances of postpartum. So I feel really good. You know, it was really interesting after my first week of going in to get the checkup with my doctor and doing a mental health check. I had gone through and we're checking off just, you know, how you feeling? Are you feeling good, happy? Do you feel sad? Do you feel you ever want to hurt yourself or anything like that? And I checked off, you know, it's good. I actually literally feel exactly the same as I did before I was pregnant, like exactly the same mentally. And my doctor was like, wow, that's really rare. Like, that doesn't happen very often. And I was like, really? And it made me sad. It really made me sad to hear that a lot of women struggle. And it also is sad that in this day and age that it is so common and almost normal. And, you know, my goal is to really help to educate women through helping to keep their hormones balanced as much as possible mentally, and how to help them mentally throughout pregnancy and post pregnancy as well. So that's one of the things that I'm doing right now, is I'm developing some ebooks and education resources for women, because I have been coaching nutrition and fitness for 23 years now, close to 23 years. And I just feel that this is a part that is really missing, is the prevention, because it shouldn't be normal, you know, like women shouldn't be suffering, and there is options. And it's not to say that this is going to help everybody, because there is women that, you know, no matter what, they're going to have difficulties. But I want to try to help in reducing the postpartum depression as much as I can, if I can help. So that is kind of one of the things that I'm working on and developing right now, is to help women with that. So anyways, there's a lot of different supplements, and there's a lot of nutrition that really does help with that working out, but also, again, going back to the help, having help. If you don't have help, that's a massive thing. And I can see how, you know, people feel really down or feel just completely out of whack when they don't have that support, because that is huge. So my heart goes out to you guys that, you know, have been struggling with that, because it's a big deal, and I'm very lucky that I have that. So this is week 4 going into week 5, and it is